Young Charles Darwin was not a boy who liked to sit still. His head was full of questions, and his pockets were full of interesting beetles, smooth stones, and strange-looking leaves. More than anything, he loved the great wide world and all the living things in it. So, when he got the chance to sail on a big ship called the HMS Beagle to explore faraway lands, his heart did a happy little flip-flop. The ship sailed for many weeks across the deep blue ocean. Finally, it reached a group of strange and wonderful islands called the Galápagos. These islands were like nothing Charles had ever seen. They were made of dark, lumpy volcanic rock. Sleepy giant tortoises with shells big enough to be small tables lumbered along. Blue-footed birds called boobies waddled about, showing off their bright, clown-like feet. Charles was in heaven. He walked everywhere with his notebook and pencil, sketching and writing down everything he saw. One day, he noticed the little birds that fluttered from tree to tree. They were small, brownish birds called finches. At first, they all looked the same, but Charles was a careful observer. He looked closer. On one island, where the ground was covered with hard nuts and tough seeds, the finches had big, strong, thick beaks. They used them like little nutcrackers to crunch open their food. Charles sketched a picture of a strong-beaked finch. Then he sailed to a nearby island. Here, there weren't many hard nuts. Instead, there were flowers and trees with tiny insects hiding in the bark. And guess what? The finches on this island had long, thin, pointy beaks, perfect for plucking bugs out of tiny holes, like a pair of tweezers. Charles sketched one of these pointy-beaked finches right next to the other one. "How curious," Charles whispered to himself, tapping his pencil on his chin. He visited another island and found finches with beaks that were different yet again. Back on the ship that night, looking at his drawings, a brilliant idea began to sparkle in his mind. It was like a puzzle coming together. What if, he thought, a long, long, long time ago, all the finches were the same? What if they came to these islands and, over time, they changed? He realized that the finches with the beaks that were best for the food on their island were the ones who ate the best, grew the strongest, and had more baby finches. On the nutty island, the strong-beaked birds thrived. On the buggy island, the pointy-beaked birds were the winners. Each type of finch had become a specialist, perfectly suited for its own island home. They weren't just different for no reason. They were different because it helped them survive. A huge smile spread across Charles's face. He felt like he had discovered a magical secret of nature. It wasn't magic, of course. It was something even more wonderful. A great, slow, and amazing story of change. He knew he had to spend the rest of his life learning more about this amazing story and sharing it with the world.